Welcome to the session of some flowing yoga, helping to open stiff bodies. And then as you're ready to, we're going to make our way into child's pose. Uncrossing the legs if they were crossed, taking the buttocks back to the heels and bringing the knees a little bit apart, not so far that you're destabilized, just enough so that the inside edges of the torso can rest on the inner thigh. And then let yourself come forward. You might like to stack your fists and rest your forehead on your fists. Stretch your arms out in front of you and come up onto muffin hands with the fingertips pushing into the earth and the forearms lifted. The arms are quite active. You're going to come into a side opening and then from there go into a twist. So it's slightly unusual. You may need to look at me if you're not sure. These side openings, one we do all the time, walking the hands to the left, elongating through the right waist, sink back with the hips, particularly the right hip. And you can bring your palms down to the floor if it gets too much for your wrists or your fingers. Take another breath here, and then from the side body opening, we're going to work into a twist. So we're going to be revolving our shoulders so that the left shoulder is higher than the right. Plant your right palm on the floor. Bring your left hand outside your left knee. So just check you've got that right. Right arm's extended away from you. Left hand beside the left knee. Push into that left hand to revolve your torso as though you're trying to turn your belly button to face your left thigh. And now you're twisting. The left shoulder should be somewhat stacked over the right. There's still work in the side body, but you've got more twist happening in the spine. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, releasing back down towards the earth, bring your arms back to central position. And take a little breath here. Maybe resting the arms down beside you if they need a wee break. And then as you next exhale, extend the arms in front of the head again and begin to walk the hands towards the right hand side of your mat this time. Pull back with the hips, particularly the left one. Stretch forward with the left arm. Get a little bit of stability through your left shoulder so that the humerus bone isn't trying to pull away from its house in the acetabrium, but it's tucked in nicely. And from here, we're going to come into our twist. So the left palm is down, the right hand slides towards the right knee. Push into that hand to help get the movement. We're revolving the abdomen to face the thigh. So the belly button's trying to smile at the inner right thigh. As you next exhale, release back down and bring your arms back to center, letting the arms rest down beside you. We're going to tuck our toes under and lift our knees up into downward dog. Push firmly into the thumb side of your hand. Let the heels lift up. Nice and high, lift the tail, keep the tail up as you descend the heels down. Lifting up again, and exhaling, lowering. One more time, inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower. Let the knees bend here and walk the feet and the hands towards one another. Folding forward, take a little bend in the knees. Take hold of the opposite elbow with each hand and let the belly come to rest on the thighs if you can. We're going to sway a little from side to side here. You can take your feet slightly wider apart if that's comfortable for you. Let the back of the neck be long, let the head sway as well. So the shoulders are in towards the torso, not reaching towards the floor, so that your neck has plenty of room. And then gently coming to stillness, rolling yourself upright and stepping your feet apart, facing the long edge of your mat. Reach one arm up and the other arm down. Exhaling to come across. Inhale back to center and exhale the other side. Couple more times. Inhale up to center, exhale down. Last time to the side. Inhaling back to center, take the hands towards the back side of your body. Inhale, lift your chest up, open through the front side. And as you exhale, start to bow forward, bringing your hands down to the floor underneath the head. Plant the left hand and inhale, raise the right arm up. Exhale, lower that arm down, changing sides. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, lower. And then we're going to swivel and walk our hands towards our right foot, turning onto the ball of the back foot and letting the knee come down to the earth. If you'd like to, you can do this pose with the back knee up. You can tuck the back toes if that works for you. Coming into low lunge. This is where you may like to have blocks or support under your hands. As you exhale, we're going to pull back with our hips, peel the foot off the floor and start to get a stretch to the back of that right calf. Keep the chest lifted. So I'm up on my fingertips. I don't have particularly long arms. I don't have particularly long legs, to be fair, but it's still a bit of a stretch. So this is where blocks can be handy, but you can see that it's not too much pressure on my fingers. Inhale, bring yourself forward into low lunge, making sure the ankle bone is underneath the knee. As you exhale, pull back into half monkey. And then swivel your foot out a little bit. Turn the toes to about 2 o'clock or maybe about 2 o'clock on the clock face and feel how you're getting into a different muscle grouping on the back of the thigh. Bring the toes back to center. Inhale forward into low lunge. And as you exhale, tuck the toes of the back foot, bring the hands towards the long edge of your mat. Pause for a moment in the central position and then walk your hands towards your left foot. So now the back of the mat has become the front. Back knee comes down, or you can keep it up if you prefer. Set yourself up here to be comfortable with the ankle underneath the knee. Top of the foot, of the back foot to the earth. On exhalation, walk your hands back. Peel the front foot off the floor and start to feel that stretch in the back of the leg. Keep the chest lifted forward. Keep space in the front side of the body. Exhale to bring yourself back into low lunge. Pausing here for a moment. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, pull yourself back again, peeling the foot off the floor and then turning the foot out to around about 10 or 11 o'clock on the clock face. Feel how this changes the orientation of the stretch in the back of the leg. Getting into a slightly different hamstring muscle. You might also be able to feel it a little in the IT band. Maybe more in the glutes as well. Inhale that foot back up to center and then bring yourself back forward. Tuck the back toes under, lift the knee and walk yourself around to the long edge of your mat where we started from. Inhale, lift the chest, and as you exhale, let yourself fold here. Bringing the hands roughly in line with the feet. Keeping the shoulders tucked in so they're nice and stable, and letting the neck lengthen away from the spine. Top of the head descending towards the floor. And then walk from this position, walk the hands forward so they're out in front of you. Keeping the right hand where it is. Bring the left hand under the body towards the right leg. You might be able to take hold by the ankle, or it might be higher on the leg. You can always walk the feet closer together if you need to. Let the left elbow bend a little. Feel the stretch to the rhomboid muscle, which is the muscle between the spine and the shoulder blade. As you inhale, release the hold of that hand, bringing the left hand back in front of you. And then exhale, take the right hand towards the left leg. Grab hold wherever you comfortably can, adjusting your position if you need to. And then bend that right elbow. Round a little into the upper back and feel your right rhomboid getting a wee stretch. This is not always an easy area to get into, but it feels so good to stretch the rhomboids. They're really deep muscles, deep to trapezius. As you inhale, bring your arm back to center. And we're going to walk our hands towards the right foot again, like we did earlier, but not come quite so far this time. Just enough so that we're bending into that front knee and coming into like a sleepy warrior, resting down with our arms out around about 45 degrees away from that front foot, bowing down at an angle. I'll just move my body. So my right leg is bent. My arms are outstretched, but they're not towards the front of the mat, they're towards the left front corner. Walk the hands back in, changing sides, straightening both legs, swiveling on the feet so that now your left foot is facing the back of your mat, or what was the back and it's now the front. The right foot is turned in. The left leg is bent, and then we're bowing down, sleepy warrior. Arms are outstretched. And then we're inhaling, walking all the way back around to the front of the mat, planting the hands, stepping back into downward dog. You can be still in your down dog, or you might like to walk your dog a little here, stretching out one leg at a time, noticing if the backs of the legs feel any different to what they did earlier. Bringing your knees to the floor, taking your buttocks back to your heels. We're going to come around to sitting. Stretch the legs out in front of you. Bend up the knees and take the feet nice and wide apart towards the outside edges of your mat. Lift away from the hands behind you. We're going to exhale and take the knees down to the right into windshield wipers. Inhale up and exhale down to the other side. So you can stay doing this. If there's enough going on in your body, the more upright you are, the more you'll feel the stretch, the more you rest back, the easier it may become, or it might change to a different part of your body that's feeling the stretch. So this is one option, just windshield wipering with the breath from side to side. The other option is when you come to one side, you might need to pull your knees in a little bit more, and you might need to use your hands, lift up into cactus arms, and then exhale back down, windshield wiper to the other side. Inhale up, cactus arms, exhale lower. So this is a little tougher. We're getting our thighs and our butt to do a little bit more work.
We're opening the chest when we lift up. Again, as I said, if you want to, just alternate windshield wiper from side to side. Remember that your body is your home. You want to treat your home well so that it's available for you to live in for a very long time. So if this isn't good for the knees, don't do it. One more time to each side. It is quite a good pose for getting the heart rate up though. And then bring yourself back to center. Stretch the legs out away from you for a moment. And take some circles with the ankles, or maybe windshield wiper the legs in and out, or the feet in and out, letting the legs follow. Maybe paddle the feet backwards and forwards. Coming down to lie on your back. Bring the knees in towards the chest, hug them in. A little rock from side to side. And as you exhale, open your arms out to either side and bring your legs down together to the right hand side. Or go the left if you prefer that way first. Let the legs completely relax. It's very easy to maintain that feeling of tension and tightness. Oh, I need to hold my legs in place. But you don't. Let them soften. If you need a little support, you can take a blanket under the thighs or between the knees. Find a comfortable place for your head to rest. Check in with the arms and the shoulders, particularly the left arm. If it's not comfortable out behind you, you might like to curl it around your head or rest it at your waist. Let this be a very gentle twist. Of course, if you want to go into a stronger, more intense twist, you can straighten your bottom leg, your right leg, and maybe even take that leg and bend it back behind you so you come into cat pulling its tail. But we've done a lot of hard work today. Give yourself time to be soft, to sink into this gentle supine twist. Taking a breath in here. As you exhale, slowly return to your back. Hug the knees in again. And then open the arms out. Exhale the legs down to the opposite side. Make sure that they're resting fully on the floor or onto some support, so that you're not feeling like you're holding them in the air, but they're completely relaxed, completely at ease. Your right arm can stay where it is, or you could find an alternative position for it, curling it around the head, resting it at the waist. Let the head be in a neutral position. And feel the whole body sinking downward in the supine twist. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, carefully bring yourself back to center. Give those knees a little hug in again, rocking or circling. And when you're ready to, stretch your limbs out and prepare your body for Shavasana. Use some height under the knees and under the head if it's needed. Use a blanket over your body to keep the body temperature warm. Maybe put on some socks or a jumper. Feel into both of your arms and both of your legs, all 4 of your limbs. Notice where they're positioned. Are they in the right place for you to completely relax? Would more of a starfish shape, spreading the limbs out further, or a more condensed shape, bringing the limbs closer to the torso, be better for you today? This doesn't mean that it will be better for you any other day, just today. What shape should you inhabit to bring yourself the most ease in this pose? Relax through the whole of the torso, front body softening, back body sinking into the earth. The neck relaxed, the jaw and the cheekbones and the space between your eyebrows released. The weight of the head heavy. Let everything sink down. Nothing to do. Nowhere to go. Just breathe. Releasing your focus on your breathing. Begin to prepare your body for movement. Starting small, wriggling fingers and toes. Building up. You can stretch out your arms and your legs. When you're ready to bend in your knees. Either bringing the knees into your chest and then rolling to your side. Or if you prefer to, make your way directly up to sitting. Bring your hands into prayer position in front of the heart space. In honour of your practice, Namaste.